Christina Mazzoni. I am 13 years old, I'm finishing the 7th grade, and I live in the beautiful state of Maine. Today you're going to help me make one of my favorite dinners, my coconut curry with my cinnamon lime infused rice. So we're going to start things out with showing you how I came up with this original recipe. I took the USDA guidelines for my meal. So I have to have fruits, vegetables, proteins, grains, and a little bit of fat to make it a really healthy meal. So for my fruit, I had my limes and my oranges. My vegetables, I have onion and radish. My protein, I have chickpeas, because that's going to be our main protein. The grains, we're going to have some nice brown rice. And then for my fat, I have some coconut oil, which is nice high heat to cook with. So that's my plate. We're going to go ahead and start cooking. I'm going to grab a small pot to do our rice. So for every 1 cup of rice, we're going to have 2 cups of water. So I have 2 cups of rice, which will be 4 cups of water today. So I started cooking when I was around 2 years old. I just would get in there with my little knives and help Mom make different things in the kitchen, standing on my little stools and my chairs. And I was so proud of myself. I was 4 years old when I made my first apple pie ever. And making sure it didn't burn and everything was really well done. It was a place where it really showed me, wow, you like cooking, and this is something you want to improve you're in. So we're gonna add 2 cinnamon sticks to our rice and juice of 2 limes. The lime is going to give it some nice flavor. It's going to give it some citrusy flavor and make the flavor pop out a little bit. So put that on in there. We're going to go ahead and put that in a lid and put it on the stove with medium to low heat. We're going to start on my curry. Alright, you're going to have that cook on there for about 25 minutes to half an hour. We're going to go ahead and get started on my coconut curry. So we're going to, in a big pot, we're going to take about a tablespoon of coconut oil, which I mentioned earlier is a good oil for high heat. It doesn't go rancid as fast as some other oils will. And it also is a good source of fat. So we're going to put that on in there with some onion and garlic. About half an onion and 2 cloves of garlic. There we're going to let that become golden brown. And we're going to add our other ingredients. So I'm going to go over here. For a side dish to my coconut curry, it's a soup, and I like something fresh to go with my meal. So I'm going to make a salad. So I'm going to start out with some greens. I'm going to chop them up with some kitchen scissors. That I actually grew these greens from my garden. So very fresh. So they look really good. So we're going to use some kitchen scissors to make sure they're nicely cut. So these are just some of the things I would put in my salad. But you can put anything you want. I like a little cilantro to give it some fresh flavor. So I'm going to throw some fresh cilantro in there. I like some mandarin oranges to give it some sweet flavor. And also to give it some color. And my radish here, I have a couple of baby radishes. And this is going to give it some crunch, as well a little bit of a bitter flavor, which is going to go well with the sweet flavor. I have some purple onion rings also to give it some color and some crunch. And these are also kind of sweet, which is good. And then my green, beautiful cucumber is going to give it some nice crunch as well. And I love the flavor of cucumber. So we have our salad. We're going to go back over here to our onions and garlic. They look really, really good. We're going to add some sweet potato here, which is a good source of vitamin B, potassium, and vitamin C as well. So we're going to throw in 2 medium sweet potatoes, and we're going to cover that with some water, and we're going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes. So you don't want a lot of water, just enough to cover the sweet potatoes. And we're going to put that over a medium heat and stir that up for a second. So when I was around 10 years old, I realized how much I absolutely loved to cook. And so for the past 3 years, I've been involved in so many different cooking things. I've been volunteering at a restaurant, you know, taking orders and then helping in the back, you know, make the orders and take them out to the people, and it was really awesome. And then I've also been teaching bread baking classes for kids, you know, getting them involved, and several kids came up to me and like, we never really knew much about cooking, and after this cooking class, I really want to go home and just make a bunch of things. I'm like, yes! So that was also really exciting. So, you know, I also love to read. I one time checked out 50 library books, and all of them were cookbooks. And so I would just get lost in all my cookbooks. And 2014, I won Michelle Obama's Healthy Lunchtime Challenge. I was flown down to the White House along with 53 other winning kids. There was one from every state and the 4 territories. And so after that experience, we were paired up with celebrity chefs, and I was paired up with Shannon Bard from Zapoteca in Portland, Maine. She's a restaurant owner, and she's funny, and she's a great, great chef. So we did about 6 presentations and demonstrations all over the state of Maine. We were on TV and radio interviews, and it's just been an amazing experience. So I am trying to be a role model for all of you out there. So healthy cooking can be hard sometimes, but it tastes really good, and it's really good for your body, and you're going to feel great. So we're going to head back over here to our sweet potatoes. They look really good. We're going to add some assortment of peppers. I have a 1/4 of an orange pepper, which I'm going to use here. We're just going to chop this up in cubes to go in. And we're going to throw this in. I also have some red pepper and some green pepper that I have already pre-chopped in a bowl. And I'm going to add that. You don't have to put as much pepper, but my family really likes pepper, and I really love pepper. And so we put a lot in there usually. I'm going to take a can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans, and I'm going to drain that. Some people will add the liquid, but the liquid is kind of hard to digest because you have all the things that in the beans that aren't really good for you drain off in that liquid. So I'm going to drain that liquid. It also helps your stomach muscles. So the garbanzo beans. So I'm going to drain these beans in a colander. There's my cute little blue colander. So I'm just going to rinse these beans and throw them in my other vegetables. I already have a can that I drained earlier, which I'm going to add. The cans are 13.5 ounces, just so you know. And I'm going to add 1 can of coconut milk and put that in there. It's a 15-ounce can of coconut milk. And add that there, and then I'm just going to stir that all up and let it simmer till the vegetables are tender. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of curry powder. Now you don't have to use that much, but my family really likes curry powder, and so I'm going to add a little more. But like I said, you don't have to use that much, it's a lot. So 1 tablespoon of curry powder, and I'm also going to add a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix that up really well. And then I'm just going to put a lid on that and let it cook. So I'm going to add some fresh cilantro to garnish my dish at the end, which is optional, but I think it goes really, really well. So I'm just going to put my lid on, and let this simmer till the sweet potato and my other vegetables are tender. So I have some dish up that I made earlier today. So I have my rice. Ooh, this looks really, really good. And then my curry. Then I have some fresh cilantro here that I'm just gonna sprinkle on top here. All right. And then we have our side salad as well, which will go really nice with this. So let's just gonna try this real quick. That's really good. That is really excellent. The peppers are soft, they give their flavor, and the sweet potato is soft and sweet. And you have the lime and the cinnamon rice. It's really a terrific dish. Now you can serve this with a wedge of lime if you want more lime. Otherwise, you're good to go. Thank you.